the other old bridge, you never had the bridge there. Now you have the train bridge.
Yeah.
And that's one we used to, half the time I think you had to wait. The cars going one way and then the cars would go the other way. And,
Yeah.
I remember one time I was, me and my buddy, we ended up playing hooky from school and we bought a skiff. And then we, off of Blackie the Trapper down there. And then, so then we started rowing that skiff around the island to get back to where we were. Like we had to come up around under the bridge.
Yeah.
Anyway, then we're rowing away, and then finally I got home. It was 8 o'clock at night. I was tired of the beat. Got that skiff around there, and my dad said, "How was school?" "Oh yeah, good." He said, "Well, how come you were rowing the goddamn boat under that bridge when I went over it?" And he was on the bus. Yeah, so I didn't get away with that one. Yeah. So that was a bridge that's the only one they had to get off the island, at least from the Queensborough side.
Yeah.
And then the train, if the train come, well, that was it. You had to wait because the train had to go across first.
Yeah.
Then the cars would go.
You grew up in Queensborough?
74 years down here. And once you went to high school, junior high school, then high school, we had to take the bus and go uptown. So we were this plague of locusts that used to come to town, to go to the high school up there. But because we were this little core group, we were kind of hated because we were the riffraff from Queensborough, but nobody played around with you because you were strength in numbers. I mean, everybody else could say what they want, but you had this little group that was up there, maybe 20, 30 people, and you lived quite well. Nobody pushed you around. Our term down here, they used to call you're from Ditch City because you notice the open ditches in Queensborough, and we used to play it up big. We'd tell them, if you're going to come down here, check the tide book and see to make sure, if it's high tide, bring your gumboots because, it's all underwater. And how we make our money down here, we gator hunt, when you get alligators in the ditches. They believed us. I mean, we're talking kids that just lived on the other side of the bridge. They weren't allowed to come down here. I mean, I had friends that are uptown, and if their parents ever heard of them coming down here, they'd have a fit.
Before junior high, did you go to New West? I mean, to the other...
Oh, yeah.
Other side?
Well, we had to.
Yeah.
We had only, we had little corner grocery stores, eh? So anything you wanted to buy and shop, I mean, New Westminster at Columbia Street, the old Miracle Mile, that's where everybody had to go uptown shopping. And at that time, we had our illustrious Queensborough Bridge, the top end here, which was a swing bridge. The other part of my story is school. My education was handicapped because I was late probably 3 or 4 times a week because the bridge would be open. So the bus would get us up to the bridge and we'd sit there for a half hour till a tugboat went through, then the bridge closed and we'd get across. And then so we were always coming in 9:30, quarter to 10. It was just standard. I mean, right when you got across the bridge, there was a big train shunting station going on there. So if you got across from the bridge, then the train was there. Then you'd sit and wait for another 10 minutes because we used to go up Royal Avenue and up the hill to the school. Anyway, so we were notoriously late for most of our life. And my standing joke is the reason I can't leave Queensborough is because I get a nosebleed from the elevation when I get up on top of the bridge.
How did you get to work? I walked. I lived at the corner of Mowat Street and 3rd Avenue, which is just, Mowat Street is 1 block long between 3rd and Queens, and it's between 10th and 11th.
Okay.
So I used to walk down Queens Avenue Hill or 3rd Avenue Hill and down to the bridge and walked over the bridge, and every morning the bridge was open. And I'd be late for work because my father worked at the Mohawk Lumber Company, which was right at the corner before you went over the bridge. And my dad used to blow the 8 o'clock whistle. I used to get so mad because I'd be standing talking to Mr. Rennie. He's the one that ran the bridge. And I'd be standing talking to him, and my dad would blow the whistle, and I still got all the way past Heaps, and I had some friends worked at Heaps, and they used to all hang out the window and yell at me and whistle at me when I went by. And my dad says, well, if you just got your lazy bum out of the bed and went earlier, you wouldn't be late, Right. But anyway, but it was kind of fun because I used to make sure I ran and I jumped over the thing to get to the center span so I could just have a chat with Mr. Rennie instead of standing there looking. The boats went through because it was always open. Because nowadays it stays open, you know.
Right.
But in those days it was closed and open when the boats came, and they were always coming. It was a steady stream all the time, and it was the only bridge there was.
Right.
So we didn't wear pants in those days.
Right.
And so it was skirts, stockings, shoes. I used to go down those hills in my high heels and back up at night in my high heels. I can't even get down them in flat heels now. But I used to do that in high heels.
I was thinking of time though when we were younger, and so we'd always go to Westminster to hot dogs or whatever up here.
Yeah.
Ride around town, you know, show off or whatever, and then finally then the police guy, and he says, God said, you get the hell home, because I guess he knew we had some beer or something. And then he says, first he says, you got 2 bits? And I said, yeah. He said, well, get the hell out down to the bridge and pay your toll and get over it. Chases us home.
Was there a toll on the train bridge too? Or
No,
just
not on the train,
yeah,
just the new
just
one.
the new one.
Oh,
I think it
yeah.
was, if I remember, it was 2 bits each way, I think.
When you came to high school, 63, so Queensborough Bridge
was opened in about 58, I think.
Okay.
I pride myself in being one of the first users of that bridge, because the day that WAC came to use it, a bunch of us sort of talked to each other at the bottom on our shiny bicycles, saying, gee, the hoarding, well, we called it fence in those days, but the hoarding was down, the lines were on, there was a few police around, they were ready to cut the ribbon, and we decided if we went like madmen, we could get as far up the bridge before they caught us, then we could ride back down. So we all got our bikes and we rode uphill, and being kids from Queensborough, land is flat. Going up the hill, I thought we were climbing Mount Everest. Jeez. So anyway, we got halfway up. Because these weren't 3-speed bikes, they were just basic coasters, and we're going up. And so we turned around, and we went shooting down the bridge, and all I remember is my eyes tearing, my knuckles turning white, thinking, I don't ever want to go this fast again.